So next semester, summer, I will be applying for graduation already. I don't know where the time went, but it's mostly gone now. So it seemed like a good a time as any to drop some suggestions for new math majors. It's something that's been on my potential video list for probably 6 months now. And it was a little bit difficult for me to come up with things that are specific to math majors, because there's a lot of advice I could give for people just starting college, and there's a bazillion of those videos, and I'm not going to contribute anything to that topic. But I feel like perhaps I can contribute, a little bit to stuff specifically for new math majors. And these are in no particular order. Just take them with a grain of salt. I'm not a 4.0 student, and a lot of these lessons took a long time for me to learn, because I'm a hard-headed fucker. My first suggestion would be to start reading proofs now and start writing them. In the beginning, a lot of math, like I've said before, is largely algorithmic, whether it's trig or pre-calc or the calc progression. It's mostly just having a list of steps and then following those steps until you get an answer. But there's proofs in all of those books, and it is beneficial to read those to understand that particular topic, but also to get practice reading and understanding proofs, because eventually that's all the justification you're going to have. You're going to have a theorem in a textbook, and you're going to have anywhere from a 4 to a 15 or 20 line proof, and that's it. That's the only airtime it gets, and then we're on to the next theorem. So a lot of my class notes, especially for topology, is theorem proof, theorem proof, theorem proof. That's it. Same thing for tests. It's nothing but proofs. So getting comfortable with those as soon as you can is going to pay big dividends in the long run. And some of them can be particularly dense. Not every proof is created equal. For some topics, there's dozens of proofs or even hundreds of proofs if we're talking about things like the Pythagorean theorem. Some are going to be easy to understand and straightforward. Some are going to be very dense, and the logical flow of them is going to be very hard to grasp. Number 2, my second suggestion would be to make math friends. So math is going to be kind of inherently lonely. I mean, there's not a lot of math people, math majors. I think at USF, which is a school of 50 plus thousand, there's 100 math majors, something like that. It's like 0.06%. So it's going to be a lonely 3 or 4 years for you if you just go to class and you go home and you study by yourself and you struggle and trudge through all of this material, and it's going to be potentially more difficult than it needs to be for you. Friends are good because they're friends. They make going to class something to look forward to. If you've got a class full of your friends or even peers you're just kind of amicable with, not necessarily people you hang out with outside of school or anything. And then that gives you an opportunity to study with those people outside of class in another setting, at someone's house or at a Starbucks or whatever. And that gives people the opportunity to help each other, because everyone's going to have different holes to fill in their understanding. And if you get a good group of people together, then most of those holes will be overlapped by someone else's understanding, and people can figure stuff out communally. Number 3 would be to accept that it's going to be hard. I don't know the exact numbers. I haven't read any papers on it, but anecdotally, I believe math has one of the highest attrition rates, which means more people switch their major from math to something else than almost any other majors. I don't know the other top ones. They're not relevant to my life, but math is hard. Most people would accept that. Even people who enjoy math, like myself, will accept that it's hard. And even people that are good at some of it, really good at some of it, will accept that some of it's hard to some degree or another. So that kind of ties in with the whole make math friends. But don't expect it to be a breeze. I mean, you could really apply that to any math major or any major, although some are obviously going to be easier than others. That's objective. I can make that statement without being biased. But math will be hard, so don't expect it to come easily. Accept that it's gonna be hard, and if you like it and you like a challenge, and it could be very rewarding for you to spend a lot of time on a proof and finally finish it and get your desired conclusion, or tackle a topic that's really, really abstract and vague, and really grasp something that took you a long time to, that was a big hurdle for you. But it will be hard. So as long as you accept that, and accept that it's just inherently part of being a math major, then you'll be good. As long as you don't let yourself believe that it's hard because you're stupid. Well, no, it's hard for everybody. Even the smart people that I know who are very smart, they struggle with some things all the time. And it's just how it is. So don't let yourself think that you're inadequate, or you're not smart enough, or you're not the right kind of person. As long as you have some dedication in your back pocket, you'll be fine. So another tip would be, don't settle for prescribed text. So sometimes the textbooks that professors mandate or suggest aren't good at all, because they think it's good and most people don't, or because it's prescribed by the department and the professor didn't have a say in it. It could be for various reasons, but some of them are awful, some of them are good. It's pretty easy to find out as soon as you crack it open. You're like, what the hell is this? I don't understand this at all. So that being said, there's a lot of suggested stuff on YouTube as far as texts go, and on the internet, especially on Math Stack Exchange. I've made a lot of videos. My 60-second math book review series, a lot of those are covered, and I do include some textbooks in there, and I should probably do some more after I finish this semester. There's always more than one way to skin a cat and explain something, and some texts are just going to do it better. Some resources are just going to do it better, whether it's a YouTube video or just some random website like Paul's Online Math Notes or whatever. I don't even know who that guy is, but he's helped me so much. Thanks, Paul. Kind of similar to that is, don't settle for in-class explanations. Professors offer office hours for a reason. They can't always explain in the best possible detail everyone's question, especially if it's something difficult and no one in the class understands it. And more often than not, the professors are happy to offer office hours. They like talking to people about math just as much as anyone else. I mean, that's why they're math professors, presumably, because they really like math and they want to talk about it with other people, especially if it means getting one of their students over a difficult hurdle. I haven't utilized office hours a lot, but the times that I have made all the difference in the world. And it was especially helped by the fact that my professor was really amicable, and he was really helpful, and he spent hours with us, walking us through stuff. And finally, I would say, if you have the opportunity and or the ability to help other people, do it. So if something comes easily to you, and someone, you have a friend or a peer or a classmate or whoever doesn't get it, help them out, or even become a tutor and use some of your free time to become a tutor and tutor people in lower level classes than you. A lot of people would say, and I would wholeheartedly 110% agree with the sentiment, that there's no learning like teaching. And that's one of the reasons why I became a tutor. Although the context that I do it in is much more structured and narrow as far as what I'm tutoring on and how I do it. But, like I said earlier, everyone's going to have different gaps in their understanding. And so if you can help someone with their gap, maybe they can help you with something you don't understand. And it's just one big group of struggling people, and sometimes it really takes like a village to understand stuff. Helping someone through their stuff might make something click in your head for you. If someone doesn't understand a generic definition or explanation for something, and you can manage to conceive of a different one that works better for that person, well, maybe it helps you understand something as well, perhaps in a similar or a different way, or changes your perception about something. So it's good to kind of give back to the community, but also can be really beneficial personally for your growth as a learner. That's more or less all I have as far as these go. I probably won't make a follow-up video to this. I don't think I could conceive of anything to add to it. But hopefully it was beneficial. I don't know when I'll post another video. Hopefully it won't be too long. But no promises. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you around.